Welcome car audio enthusiasts. I am finding myself driving to Wollongong in New South Wales. Now, I flew this morning from Melbourne to Sydney, grabbed a hire car, heading down to Wollongong to meet with Gina Harrison, no relation to me. Gina has a really interesting story, and I'll just go back 2 steps for you. I met Gina when I came up to Sydney to see Billy Arnold. Now Billy, if you recall in our earlier videos, you can see the link here. Billy had has Australia's loudest car. When I was having the conversation with Billy, I saw this car turn up at the car radio shop that we were at. So Gina has this crazy Ford sedan, and when I met Gina for the first time, it was only a 10-minute conversation I had with her, and her car was very eye-catching, but not really my style. It was very 1990s auto salon, very ostentatious. But it was just her story really captured my attention, and the reason why this car was created is a story that I think is worth telling, and that's why I decided I would come back up to Sydney and drive down and actually get some video of this car and have a conversation with Gina and share her story. In some respects, I get the fact that there's been a lot of money spent on this Ford FG, but I think I would have done it very differently. So for me, the audio is eye-catching, certainly loud, but I would have done it differently if it was me. And I think that's a great point, because every time I look at a car, and I think it's the same for everyone, you look at it and you go, I would have done it differently. I probably wouldn't have bought an FG. I would have put it in a Mercedes or something like that for the money. But like I said, I think Gina's story is really worth hearing. I hope you guys enjoy it. It resonated with me, and I think that you'll understand the drive behind this car and why it is what it is. So enjoy. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Hey, I'm Gina Harrison. This is my car ZREAPR, a Ford FG XR6 Falcon, 2012. I have modified it. There's no more rear seats. It's all audio. A lot of bass. There's audio all through the doors. I have 3 TVs. There's 2 mounted on the floor back rear wheels. There's 1 in the boot. All the audio has been done by Bones down at Frankie's Auto Electrics in Albion Park Rail. I've had custom airbrushing, that's with all throughout the car. It's inside, outside, anywhere you can think of putting paint, there is airbrushing. That was done by Phil Rayners from Airdiction. I've also had a lot of help from Ben Adams. He done a lot of the crystal sharding work all around the doors and a lot around the subs. I've had Matt Gilks from Inside Rides down at Nara. He's custom trim. Expert. I love the work that him and Benny have done. And then we have Brennan, ex-Piggy, from ex-Piggy Customs. He's done a lot of the other custom work, like all the engraving that's been put through the car. I've had a little bit of work under the engine in the bonnet. So I do have 595 rear wheel horsepower at the moment. That's about all I can really think of.
So welcome, Gina. Good to see you again.
How you going?
Good. So we met quite a few months ago now, and I was filming Billy Arnold, if you remember, Australia's loudest car, and then you turned up and your car was extremely eye-catching. I'm going to start with the question that I ask a lot of people is, how much money did all this cost?
Around 200,000, just over.
I had it in my head it was $80,000. I don't know why. Was that just the sound system? Or?
Yeah, the sound system's around 90,000. Wow. That's like, plus all the extras now because I've blown 7 subs, so I've had to replace them all.
Okay, for $200,000, I can see where the money's gone. I can certainly see where the money's gone for the audio. The airbrushing is amazing attention to detail. I don't know if I'd put it in a Ford though. If I had $200,000, I think I might have bought a Merc. But I understand a Ford as well. I own a BF Ford, which is tuned, so I do understand where you're coming from. But tell me why a Ford?
Oh, I love Fords. My family, my dad's got three older sisters, 3 younger sisters, and he's the boy. He's the only one who likes Fords. The rest of them are all Holdens. So then it became just a Ford thing in our family. I wanted an SLR 5000 as my first car. Was not allowed to park that in the yard, so there goes the Trana. Actually, I did get a Sigma for a first car, but I just love Fords. So a lot of people have told me they love the car. They're not a Ford person, but this one they like. I don't know, just something about the first car I learned to drive in was a ZH Fairlane 351, mildly worked.
Looking around the car, it is an absolute masterpiece. It's a complete work of art. If you can't see, there's some B-roll here of the headliner. You know, it's all been airbrushed. There's airbrushing on the doors, every trim panel, the outside of the car, and that must have taken quite a lot of man hours. Do you have any idea how long that took the artist to do?
For the airbrushing, with the bonnet, I think he took about 11 days.
Wow.
Just on the bonnet itself. And then he'd done the wing, or spoiler as everyone likes to call it, I call it a wing. He'd probably about a week on that because it was different. I've got a second wing on there now. The original one was from a picture that I drew growing up. And then we come to the headlining, and geez, that took him forever because the amount of black that he had to put in here, because it was white, or grey maybe.
So I went over probably with a coat of black first to start off with.
A lot of black.
Yeah.
And then, done this. That was probably 2-3 weeks. And then he come and done my doors. That was 7 days. And then he come and done the front guard, rear guard, back quarter, front quarter, roof, boot, and that was 16 days in my garage.
What the car means to me is me. I'm a bit weird, I'm a bit quirky. I'm into death. Death is everywhere, all around us. A lot of it's my family, my friends. They're with me always, no matter where I am. They've got my back. So that's a quick little summary. I love my car, ZREAPR, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Well, I have a relative and some friends that committed suicide. I've had some that have been murdered, some from tragic accidents. There's been a lot from cancer. And they all mean a lot to me. They were all special to me. So I've had them added to my car. And the hell is all the pain and suffering that they went through, what the families now go through. And I also have angels on the car. So the angels represent who they have become now. So that's the reason behind the death. My family, my friends, my loved ones. It's the tragic stories they've been through, what their families live through, what I live through.
You poured your heart and soul into this car, this design. It's certainly a theme, and I remember when I first saw the car, I just went, wow, there's a story there. There's a story, and everything you look at has been matched and themed, and everything through the interior to the exterior all paints a picture. Do you feel that the car embodies a lot of, for me, the message I get looking at the car and the feel of it is despair, hopelessness, loss, sadness. How would you describe the car?
I don't know, it's me.
It's you?
It's me. On the health side, there is a lot of angry, sadness, turmoil, but that's stuff I've gone through myself with the loss of family and friends and loved ones, and just fighting the demon within myself. I do fight the black dog. And on the heaven side, that's a bit brighter, like, you know, like there is something on the other side. Even though you become an angel, like I have died. I died 3 times and I was sent back. So there is something on the other side. Well, I actually went in for a grand mal seizure and I had about another 3 when the ambulance picked me up and took me into the hospital. I think it was on the 2nd day after being there, I woke up and they were taking me up to the coronary unit because apparently my heart had stopped down in the emergency ward. So I'm up there, next day, I don't know, I just feel this pressure and then here we've got sinus rhythm and then feel 2 things getting slapped on me. It was the sticky pads for when they're about to zap you. And I woke up just as they were about to zap me and I said to them, sorry, I must have passed out or something, I don't know what's going on. And they said that my heart had actually stopped. And within seconds it had stopped again, but once again I thought I'd passed out, and when I come to, I said, sorry, I've passed out. And they said, no, you haven't passed out again, your heart stopped again. So now I have a thing in my chest called a lip recorder. It just records what's going on. And
wow, data logging.
Yeah, so when I actually passed away, my cousin Nicole, she's down the back here on the floor and she's out on the wing and she's on one of the fins on my rim. She actually got murdered over 10 years ago and she sent me back. She told me I had to come home. She was 1 year and 3 days older than me and we either fought like dogs or we were like that. So yeah, she sent me home, told me what things to do.
So this car's the story of your life and the life of others who have passed away. I think, you know, getting in it, as you said before, it's everyone's in here with you.
Yeah,
you feel like
I carry them with me and they've got my back, they've on my rims, so they guide me where I drive and they keep me safe, like with my seat belts. This one's Casey Lee. Save a life, donate blood in honour of Casey Lee Hull. And then on your side there's the Are You OK?
Yeah, wow. I didn't notice that before.
Yeah, a lot of people, they come and look at the car and
there's so much detail
they find something that they hadn't found before. Yeah. Like, everything is personalised to me, dedicated to my family, my friends. Like I say, there's song lyrics in the back of the seats, on the floors. They're dedicated to the different songs, have different meanings, like I'll Be Missing You, that's in there. There's Metallica, B12, The Good Die Young. That's for my cousin Nicole and a young boy, Jai McWaters. He was like, I took him on kind of like a foster boy in a way. They both got murdered. So that's their song. There's a few other songs I can't think of at the moment, but yeah.
All this work that I've done to this FGXR6 Falcon is because I never ever had a brand new car, and then I got to pay up for an accident that I had. So went and bought myself a brand new car. Went down Summer Nats with the family. They told me I couldn't get my car in, and I'm telling them, yes, I will. So I had a little bit of airbrushing done on the bonnet, a little bit on the back wing, and that was it for the first year. Got accepted. Next year, changed it up a bit, had a bit of a stereo system thrown in there because I like my tunes. Actually made top 27 Real Street cars, so that made me think I want to do more. So I decided, righto, I'm going to put a DVD player in the roof because everyone down at the tent snores, so I end up sleeping in my car. So from the DVD player in the roof, become the audio system in the back. I kind of went a little bit overboard, but I love my music, so it just kept going from there. So from there, I've had a little bit more custom airbrushing done, like the entire car, the roof lining inside, custom interior, like it's a little bit different. No one seems to have anything like it at the moment. I have song lyrics engraved into the back of my chairs onto the panels that come off of the floor well so you can see my TVs underneath. I also have on the seat belts the little soft things that go over. One says, talks about are you okay, just ask, are you okay, help save a life. The other one's dedicated to Casey Lee Hull. She died in a tragic accident and she always wanted to be a blood donor, but she ended up becoming an organ donor. So please donate blood, become an organ donor, help a life, save a life. With a lot of this, it's just me. I don't know, I'm a bit strange. You can see me hair, like, I'm covered in tats. They're everywhere. There's life and death all around us. Like, you finish school, go on to a job, there's the death of one thing, the birth of another. So it's just a statement of life, to be honest. But a lot of people do take a lot out of it when I start talking to them and telling them the story behind it, about my family and my friends and how they've passed and how they're with me. I've always got them, and they're on my back, on the back of their chair, so they got my back. I've got them on my rim, so they guide me where I go. They're my safety, they're my guardians. Yeah, so the message, yeah, is just for me. But a lot of people, they end up crying when I talk to them, like people who have lost people from suicide or cancer or just accidents. They actually get me, they get my car, they understand what I'm doing for me. It's not for everyone else, but if you get something out of it, perfect. I'm glad that it makes a bit of sense to you and hits you in the heart, because that's what it is for me. It's for my heart. It's to keep them with me alive. Memories go, like, they don't stay in your brain forever, so I keep them with me, always. That's what my car is. It's for me. I know a lot of people don't like it. It's not their taste, not their cup of tea, but that don't bother me because it's for me. So, yeah, I love my girl.
So, some of my comments before and the thoughts on the way down here is that this car's not my, I think I used the word cup of tea.
Yeah.
It's not what I would do, because every time you look at a car, I think everyone, car people will look at things and they go, oh, I don't know if I'd do that. You know, you're always looking for inspiration when you're doing your little projects. Yeah, that's not for me. I wouldn't have done it like that. I would have done that in black, or would have done that in red or whatever. But when I hear your story, I get it. I really get why you've done it, and I look at the car and I understand the artwork. And I think that's the thing, is when you hear the story, it all makes sense, because a lot of people look at it and it's just so in your face, you know, especially the outside of the car. But driving behind you and I'm reading the line on the back, what is that reminding me?
You can't sell dreams to someone who has walked through nightmares.
Yeah, and reading that, it sort of starts to tell the story of the car because you're driving from behind, and then the more you get into it, it's...
Suicide victims, they can't see nothing but. You can't sell them a dream, can't sell them a prayer or a hope. It's in their head, they're going to go. So, and it's also what their parents, their brothers, their sisters. I'm a cousin and an auntie to some of the ones who have committed suicide, and it's hard enough for me, let alone their actual immediate family. So you can't sell them a dream. They're all walking through nightmares. They want their loved ones back. Even anyone, to be honest. You lose anyone in anyone, anyway. They all just want their loved one back. It's not going to happen. Ruth, my daughter, came up with this idea because doctors actually call me suicidal, have for years. I actually tried to take my life over 20 years ago, but I got my girls and I want to live for them, no matter what. But this is all the demons. That down for when you have a look. But yeah, all the demons that are in your head. Got to ignore them. But they're there for a lot of people. Too many.
So walk me through the audio system, starting at the front. What do we? I can see 3 sets of tweeters in each A pillar.
Yeah, that's for a little bit more clarity.
Are they? What's the brand of the tweeters that you're using?
It's all Soundstream.
So it's all Soundstream.
All Soundstream.
And you got Soundstream mid bass and mids all in the doors.
Yeah, I've also got them in the rear where the seat used to be. No more seat.
Yep, in the rear. What's the? Is that a neon tube or a fluorescent? Or what is it?
Bones, who actually done the install, he says I'm an angel. So many people say I'm an angel. I think they just don't know me that well. So he put it in there in honour of me, but I say it's in honour of my angels.
Yeah.
A lot of people say to me, what is that thing? I've had about 2 people that come up to me and say, oh, gee, I like that halo. I'm like, oh, well, you actually know.
Yeah, there's an amazing amount of trim work that's gone into this car. It's very much a show car in my view. You look at it, it's very much for display, open the doors and leave it on display and people can come and have a look at it. Oh, it's a tribute, it's a monument almost. You know.
Well, wanted to change the head unit, but I couldn't do that, so I had to throw an Audison bit processor in there. So.
Right, so that's why the Audison's in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've used that, that's all been tuned and set up.
Yeah, it's all been tuned and set up, and I actually have 3 different settings, so I can have a setting for the music while I'm driving. When I've stopped driving but I'm in the car, I can bump it up a bit more. Or when I've got the doors open, I can really bump it up and let everyone hear it. So that's another benefit to that. And I also have the Sony PS3, so that's all connected through there as well. Yeah, that's Liam. Yeah, that's the one because everyone was snoring down at Sunnynet.
So how many subs do you have in the back?
I've got 3 T4s. Yeah.
And you said to me before you keep blowing subs, what is going on there?
Well, the first ones, they lasted 5 years and
no issues?
don't know what happened there. And then the ones after that, partner that you saw before, he would get a bit pissy and he'd come and turn it up before it was ready, so they weren't quite wearing the coils in properly yet and kind of...
Cooked a few of them?
Yeah, a few.
Yeah. How many batteries do you have in your car? Do you have any voltage issues?
I have 5.
5, yes, so you've got plenty of capacity.
Yeah, plenty of capacity.
Yeah. So not lately, no issues with the subs lately?
No issues. I've been running them in, doing as I'm told. I'm still not up to full capacity on the volume. Yep. So can't wait till it's worn in, because before the subs actually did do themselves the first time, with the doors open, the windows were flexing, the door panels were flexing. It was amazing. I can't wait to get back to that again.
Yeah.
I could watch the windows wobble.
Yeah, I can see the sense, the real joy on your face when you start.
It was amazing.
Yeah, good on you. Yeah. Well, this is an absolute pleasure talking to you, Jean, but this car is just, yeah, you could sit and absorb everything in it for hours. I think it's a work of art.
I had to be different and
it's very different.
In the back seat, because people were starting to copy and things were the same, and no one's game enough to do what I did. I had to have it engineered, and I've got an extra 550 kilos of weight in the car now.
Wow, that's from all the MDF panels, I'm assuming. And
yeah, and fiberglass.
Yeah. Wow. Lucky you're running on E85. You can get the car around. Yeah,
although I have to have drums brought here, because the pump fuel's Nowra and up Sydney, and they're watered down, so I have proper race fuel.
Wow.
So, that's awesome.
So I asked you a question, if you had to do it again, and you had $200,000, would you do the same thing again today, or would you do something different?
I'd do very similar, but I'd probably do it to an old school car, like an old hot rod.
See, now I hear you now.
See, they don't like me, because they say to me, oh my God, if you do this to this car, what would you do to a hot rod or a rat rod with that amount of money? They say, we don't want to see what you would do. Like, you'd put us all to shame. It's just...
Well, if you ever got another spare $200,000 and you get that hot rod, let me know. We'd love to do a sound system for you. This is amazing. So the last question I had to ask you was, I think given your story and given this car, rather than ask you a question, is there anything you want to say or a message that you want people to know about, to listen to when they watch the video?
Life and death is everywhere. It's in life. Death doesn't necessarily mean death. It's new things, old things. Just be nice, just be kind to people, because you never know who's fighting that black dog, who just lost a family member. Be kind, help, donate blood, donate organs. Ask someone, are you okay? It's so simple. Are you okay?
Be kind. I love it.
On my window, it ain't weak to speak, because it's not.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Gina, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm really, really
Thank
grateful
you.
for making the trip to come and see you.
No worries, I feel special.
All right, thank you.
No worries.